All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. And do you guys know what today is? Today is the 3rd anniversary of Zack Snyder's Justice League being released on HBO Max. And what a day that was, and how far we've fallen since that date. You know, that is when Warner Brothers stock was at a historic high, and it was for a few days afterwards. And then they have made nothing but bad decision after bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. And we had Zack Snyder take to Vero today, and he released some photos, and it just goes to show you the guy has not moved on. We also had the release of the trailer for Rebel Moon Part 2, and I did my trailer reaction here on YouTube, and that is up, and you can go check that out. And so I'll leave a link to that video in the description here. But yeah, things were good back then. I consider Zack Snyder's Justice League to be the second best superhero film, right behind Batman vs. Superman, but I put them pretty much neck to neck. I really love that movie. I've also got my review. I'm going to leave also a link to my review for when I had just gotten done watching Zack Snyder's Justice League for the very first time. And I've just come to love the movie even more today. And what I want to hear at the end of today's video, in the description, or not the description, but the comments below, I want to hear what your favorite scene was from Zack Snyder's Justice League. For me, I had two. I had the return of Superman, the music, the look on Superman's face. There's a scene where he's with Lois Lane. I think my favorite scene is where he's with Lois Lane up in his old bedroom, and he's looking out, talking about just his memories from the past and how he loved being there. Very touching moment. I liked also when you had the Flash go through the Speed Force. It was just the music, the feeling, the emotion, everything. And in fact, when I got done, there's a scene at the very end of Zack Snyder's Justice League where the Flash is running through the street and his arms are back and he's lifted his head like triumphant. I used that as one of my Twitter photos, or I posted that somewhere on social media the day it got released. And I said, this is the way I feel now that I finally got to see the real version of Justice League. And so it's a shame that the studio walked away from absolute gold, but they did. But we're going to take a look at a few things here. It's been pretty quiet for James Gunn. He really hasn't posted anything worth talking about. It's been pretty quiet over the weekend, but I do have a couple of photos to look at here. So first up is just a meme that I found, that came across my feed, and I thought this pretty much sums it up. Marvel Studios with MCU fans. And if you guys don't know what's going on at Marvel Studios right now, you should go check out some of those stories. I've almost thought about doing a video on it, but I'm mostly DC stuff here and other things, and I don't really want to start getting into Marvel updates, but they just canceled a slew of projects over there and things they knew weren't going to do well, and they are starting to clean up shop. And they're willing to give the fans what they want, but then DC, Warner Brothers, on the other hand, is they're choking out their fans. And that's pretty much what is going on. And, the one thing I got to say about that version of Superman, I'm almost done, actually, with Superman and Lois Season 2. And the one thing I don't like about the suit is he's got, the six-pack fake abs underneath. And sometimes the suit looks kind of funky. And the shield is, painted on. It's not even an actual shield on his chest, the emblem, the House of L. But the show's actually fantastic. I'm really enjoying the second season. Now, this also came across my Twitter feed. Now, I do not like Grace Randolph very much at all. She's actually blocked me because I've called her out on a couple of things. But I've never gotten belligerent towards her either. She just didn't like me calling her out on a few things. But this is what it said. It said, the script for the new Superman movie changes every week, and it's a disaster. Film and entertainment journalist Grace Randolph, who has already leaked secrets from Warner and Marvel films, now claims that her sources have informed her that the new Superman is a disaster. The script changes with each leak. the original plot revolved around a Muslim country, but that information was leaked. The entire script was rewritten to change details of the plot. Not even the actors understand the script. Now, I don't know if this report is true or not. Okay, guys, so I'm not taking this at face value, but I would not be surprised if that is what is happening. And I'm a little shocked that they're still using this photo of what they say is not an actual shot of the Superman from the movie. Again, if they use that costume, it would be a disaster for them, and I think they realize that. And so this, I'm tending to think that this is not true, but you never know. You never know. All I could say is that if Man of Steel had moved forward like they had planned, it would be in post-production right now. All right, guys, so here you have it. It's been 3 years since Zack Snyder's Justice League was released. What's your favorite moment from the film? Sound off down below in the comments. I would love to hear what your favorite moment from the film was. Now, in a minute, we're going to look at some photos that Zack Snyder has released on Vero, but there is one other post I want to look at in regards to James Gunn and something I'm going to point out to just something that a lot of people get wrong on social media when they talk about James Gunn. So here it is. Somebody asked, when are we getting a Brightburn sequel? The first one was fantastic, but there are so many unanswered questions. And James Gunn chimed in and said, no plans at all for this right now. Now, somebody asked him, and I've told people this, but people need to understand. Someone said, would you be willing to let another director give it a try since you were busy with DC? I've always kind of wanted to see what that tease at the end with the news report was all about. Seemed like there was lots of potential there. James Gunn responded, and people remember this. I've told people this, but they continually talk about Brightburn being one of his films and how awesome it was. James Gunn replied with I didn't write or direct the first one. Guys, he was a producer on the film. He was not the writer nor the director of Brightburn. He really didn't have much to do with it. But people will tout that as they'll praise that as one of his best movies and that he could do something serious. And I have to point out, he never did those. And I've told people this in the past. And so he never did those, guys, or that film at all. He didn't write or direct it. He was just a producer on the film. All right, now let's take a look at the photos from Zack Snyder. So here's the first one. It says, for it is the doom of men that they forget. And he has the hashtag for AFSP. So that's the first photo. That's a pretty cool photo of his film reels. It's pretty neat. The next film is a new look at the, Jared Leto's Joker. And it says, Happy Zack Snyder's Justice League Day. And here's the last photo with a thumb drive. And he said, you all saved us from this distribution model. Zack Snyder's Justice League. So he's posted 3 things in support of Zack Snyder's Justice League. He has not moved on, guys. He is still celebrating the moment that this film got released. And you can never say never. Hopefully one day we will see the release of parts 2 and 3. All right, guys, so there you have it. It's been actually pretty quiet in regards to Warner Brothers and DC right now. But as the information cranks out, I will be sharing it, good or bad. And I do appreciate all the support. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you will be notified as I have new videos go up.